Skirious Problems.
Right, Jimmy, what's your Skirious problem then?
Mate, I've got major FOMO. Mate. I'm not in GOMS, and watching Team Sprint today, I was major FOMO.
I tell you what, I also have major FOMO, but I was in GOMS and I did do the team sprint, but then I was watching the finals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I think both of you could have had FOMO today.
Yeah,
for sure.
Probably. And since you said both of us, we should probably present our guest. If I am right, it's the first under-23 World Championship medal winner from the Southern Hemisphere.
I guess so. I know
I
from
think you can
Australia,
say-
but I don't know about the other Southern Hemisphere countries.
It's even the first FIS medal
It's the first FIS medal from the Southern Hemisphere
in cross-country skiing.
with a godly offset. Rosie
Yeah.
Fordham, welcome to the
And-
show.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah, it's cool to finally have you on. I mean, we got a bit of shit from our listeners because we didn't put you as MVP after your 13th place in Davos. So at least we're making it up now by having you on the show, and yeah, it's gonna be kind of cool to hear a bit about your story.
Maybe to start the podcast, you should show the listeners, for anybody that's watching this on YouTube, what you just showed me, the thing you have there.
Yeah, this is the official Australian Olympic team boarding pass.
Aha,
Yeah,
nice.
just got it like 10 minutes ago. Took a little photo with the team, and
It is so cool.
it's pretty
actually.
cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's
What's
actually
even?
Huh?
You're not gonna fly anywhere though.
No,
You're just gonna drive there.
but I flew here, so maybe that counts. But yeah, it's got my name. Australian Olympic team, ticket to the games. So
Yeah.
Airways Australia,
go.
Oz Winter Olympic Team, the Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic Winter Games. It is very
pretty sick.
fancy.
Yeah.
It's very sick actually. I wish we had something like this.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
partner with an airline, I guess.
Yeah, I think we actually have an airline partner, but they just don't give out fancy tickets. So
But you have to be from a country that's massive in sports, like Australia.
And so far away that you have to fly everywhere at any point in time to get anywhere useful, really, to compete in sports.
But you're not really living in Australia so much, are you?
No, I spend like a month there a year, but I actually live in Alaska. So yeah,
In Fairbanks.
in Fairbanks.
I
Yeah.
was told it takes a certain type of person to move to Fairbanks, Alaska.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a very like welcoming climate. It's pretty cold and pretty dark, but I actually don't live there when it's dark and cold because I come to Europe to race. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a bit of a hack to miss the minus 4 hours of sunlight just to be in Europe racing. But yeah,
What, do you know what city in Europe we could compare Fairbanks with, like from the latitude?
Yeah, but
I think it's not actually that far north. It's like just below the Arctic Circle,
Yeah, okay.
a couple degrees south of the Arctic Circle. So maybe like,
So it's like your average Finnish city.
yeah, Finnish city.
yeah, but
or like,
it's not so bad in. The thing is, in Europe, let's not go into specifics, but I think you have the Gulf Stream. It
Mhm.
makes it way warmer.
Yeah.
Way warmer air in like Northern Europe. So
Yeah, we
like,
live in, like,
for
a
example,
desert.
Iceland, it should be way colder in Iceland, and
Mhm.
it should be way colder in Norway as well. That's why Bergen, if you go to the same latitude in North America, it's like, yeah, minus 30, 40 during the winter. So
yeah,
I think
we're
you can't
like
really
right,
compare it.
right in the middle of the map of Alaska, like where it says Alaska. So there's no water, not really any mountains. It's just like kind of flat and desert. But there's
Is it
no
flat? Is there no mountains
Yeah,
in
there's no
Fairbanks?
mountains. There's some hills, little hills, and there's some mountains like 2 hours each way, 2 hours south, 2 hours east, and then it's pretty flat, but there's no wind. It's just like a valley that's pretty like dry.
Wait,
It's
but
a
when you're
desert.
in Alaska and Fairbanks, have you considered at any time to just like search for gold?
No,
Mika-
we
Mika-
did do it.
You know,
We
Mika's the
did a
type of
cheap activity once where we went to a gold panning place to like
No
look
way.
for gold. It was like it's a tourist thing, but I don't know. Our coach really wanted us to do it, so we roller skied there and then like panned for gold.
That's awesome. I bet Mika's the one who like watches all these reels and all the like
Yeah.
Oh,
TV
my
shows
grandpa
of like
is obsessed. and he will like text me and be like, "Do you know this person?" And then there's actually a few people that I have met that are
Really?
like on those shows, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh
Wait,
yeah."
have you met like the what's the young Parker Schnabel? Have you met
No,
Parker
I
Schnabel?
don't know him. I've met like Glenn Villeneuve. He's on like Life Below Zero or something
Yeah.
years ago. But he was like a big TV star in that like living off the land sort of thing.
What's the big Dutch gold miner called?
Mate, you're Dutch. I'm not Dutch, so you figure
Yeah, but
it
he
out.
is. I
have
think
no
he's pretty
idea.
much American now, but he has some Dutch roots. What? Okay, and now we're actually yapping. We should not do that.
Yeah.
Just when I was introducing you, I was already mentioning your offset.
Mm.
Tell us about your offset, Rosie.
My offset, that's like the climbing one. Sometimes in the US they call it V1. I don't know what they call it, but offset.
Paddling or whatever.
Paddling in Norway. Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty good at that. That's my maybe one thing that in skiing I feel like I've really got down is like uphill, just a bit of jump skate, bit of offset. I'm all about it.
My first memory of Rosie is the Falun World Cup 2024, I guess. I didn't know you really before. And then I was watching the women's race because the man raced before.
Mhm.
And I was watching you and I was standing there with Sevi. And then Sevi just starts cheering you on. He starts going on about, use your offset, Rosie! Offset! And I was just like, what the fuck is he going on about?
Well, there's a bit of a like when we get to a really hilly course, and particularly if the conditions are super shit, everyone's like, great, it's going to be all offset today. So Rosie's going to do super good because all she can do is offset.
That's hilarious. But it was a bit like that in the World Champs, under 23 World Champs, right? It was just like these horrific conditions, like chucking it down with snow.
Yeah.
And then, lots of offset, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think I used any other technique. Maybe like on the downhill and there's like a little flat section, but otherwise I was just like locked in. High tempo, just getting up the hill as fast as possible.
And
Just
it was, I remember watching the race and it was like, wow, Rosie started really hard. And it was like, everybody was like, oh my God, Rosie started way too hard. And it looked like you got absolutely like destroyed, but then you still kept having like good splits and everything. So must have paced it okay.
Yeah, it's funny because everyone told me I started really hard, but I actually felt super good at 3K. Like
Yeah.
better than usually I start too hard. I'm a bit of a culprit of just like going out super hard, being super good at the 800 split and then like dying.
Mhm.
And then I got to 3K and I was like, nah, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, no, you started so hard. You're going to die. She's going to die. There's no way. And then, I don't know, I guess I came round the second lap and they're all like, oh, wait up. Hold up. Maybe we'll just hold our breaths and hope she can get to the finish.
Is there actually
Yeah.
statistics on, because I'm just thinking, I'm just rumbling on in my head while Rosie was talking. And then I was like, wait, but under 23 World Champs medal, that's like insanely good. And like, I don't think people know how good that actually is. Is there like a statistic? Do you notice, Jimmy, the correlation on under 23 World Champs medals? And then how big is the chance that you're going to do podiums in World Cup?
I think Hans Christian Stadheim, coach for the Team Akadali, had this theory that everyone that's won under 23 World Champs has had a podium on World Cup. At least on the men's side. Or will at least get it eventually. So, yeah, you're in for a podium, Rosie. or to be fair, it was. I think it was victory, but
Okay.
you were so close that.
Well, I think a lot of people, it's really funny with that race because a lot of people are like, that race you won. And I'm like, guys, I didn't win. I was second. And they're like, well, whatever. Same thing. And I'm like, oh, well, not really. Like the medal's definitely silver. But
No, but we've decided you won.
okay, yeah.
So like for us, Rosie Fordham won. Like, you know what the wildest thing actually is? I don't even know who won that race, but I do know that Rosie Fordham was second.
It was Helena Hoffman.
Yeah,
I'm
it
pretty
was Helen
sure.
Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Helen Hoffman.
Yeah.
But I want to hear more about like kind of all that feeling with the team and everything because I know that Gabe Gladhill,
Yeah.
shout out to him actually, KOT. He was there.
Mhm.
And kind of the British team and the Australian team has always been like so close. Like back in the day, we used to do everything with the Australian team, and even Youngie and when they were skiing in like 19th century, they were
And like
they
Phil
were
Ham as well was in that.
yeah, they were always together. They were doing stuff together. And anyway, all that to say, British team and Australian team was always done stuff together. And Gabe was like, "Oh my god, the feeling of seeing Rosie be on the podium was just like the best day ever." Like he enjoyed it so much, and I think he was like tearing up and stuff.
Yeah.
So it must have been absolutely wild.
It was
John-
crazy. I realized it in the race too, because I didn't really actually know Gabe very much at all. And
Yeah.
it's quite funny because he sort of just became a part of the team, and there's all these super wholesome photos of like Gabe hugging me. And I'm like, I don't know this guy. And it's like Gabe's like big moment. And, but I start skiing the race and I hear all our boys on the last lap. And then I hear this like sort of Canadian British voice, whatever Gabe's voice is. And I'm like, why is Gabe going crazy? This is super weird. and I come around the corner and up the hill, and then Hugo Hinkfers on our team is standing at the bottom of the hill, and we were talking the other day about the best split we've ever gotten. And the best split I've ever gotten is Hugo jumping up and down, "You're going to get a medal! You're going to get a medal!" And I was like, what is he on? I'm not going to get a medal. This is ridiculous. And then he keeps running next to me. And I was like, can he just go away? Because I am so fed up with this. He's like telling me I'm going to get a medal, like whatever, sure. And then he's starting calling like track on the girls in the track, like they're in the way. And it was pretty loud and like not very wide. And he's like, get out of the way, get out of the way. She's trying to ski fast, get out of the way. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And we get to the finish line, and at the top of the hill, I'm like, oh my God, Hugo was so annoying on that uphill. Like, what the heck? I guess I better ski fast and not blow this, because apparently I'm going to get a medal or something. And I come into the finish and they all just jump on me. And I was like, oh, maybe I am going to get a medal. This is crazy. But afterwards, I think I kept convincing myself that someone was going to like call me from FIS and be like, sorry, we totally fucked up the timing. You actually didn't come second.
Oh, imposter syndrome.
Yeah, like for maybe like a couple days. And I was like, this is really, well, they haven't taken it back, so I guess it's mine. Like, it must be true.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was crazy. I think like I just never really felt so much emotion. I opened my phone and I sat there and cried, and I was like, oh, I don't even want to look at that. Like, my brother he grooms ski resorts in Canada, and he was in the snowcat watching the race. And he called me and he's like, I just had to pull over for an hour. And I was like, an hour? And he's like, yeah, I just sat there and I was like, whoa, I don't even know what to do now. So I'm just going to pull over the snowcat and just like sit on the side of the hill. And he called his boss and he's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't get that done. My sister just won something. So whatever.
No.
But yeah.
It's
cool.
wild. It's wild. And also you've proven that it was not a one-hit wonder, because you've, like Jimmy already said, you've come 13 on the World Cup this year already.
Mm-hmm.
In Davos, obviously, lots of offset.
Yep.
Lots of offset. I do know that we're going to have a little race that you have a ticket for there.
Oh, yeah.
In a few weeks' time from now. And from what I recall from that course, Jimmy, I think that's lots of offset.
Yeah.
Good. I like it.
What's 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to be? What's your goal? What's your focus for the Olympics?
Well, it's obviously the 10K skate. I think I've proven I'm a bit of a 10K skate specialist. So just, yeah, I don't really know. I think it's hard to like set a goal because you don't really know how everyone else is going to do. And then also being Australian, it's like, to us, like a top 30 is really good. That's like the cream of the crop of Australian skiing is like top 30. So to kind of like after Davos shift and be like, oh, maybe it could be top 15. And maybe if it's really good, it could be top 10. Like it's kind of weird coming from a system where like for, you know, almost 10 years, I've heard like top 30 is really good. That's kind of it. So yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, I like to ski and I like to ski fast. And if I can ski fast and at the end of the day, I'm near the top of the results, I'll be like just super stoked.
Now you're also putting in some keywords. You like to ski fast. you are from Australia.
Yes.
We've had a podcast here not so long ago with a guy called Matt C. Smith, going about setting cultures and actually developing skiing.
Yeah.
And now a bird's whispered to me that after that episode, you may or may not have sent a message.
No, I sent it before the episode, actually.
Okay.
To Matt, yeah, because I saw his reel and I thought that there were some parallels between what he was saying and what, like, I guess the Australian team and many other smaller nations or like nations with limited access to snow are doing, but maybe like at a more elite level of competition. But yeah.
And do you want to give us like some insights of how you felt about this whole quota allocation thing, or like this, not the quota allocation thing itself, but small nations being given out spots for super low qualification standards?
Yeah. I'm definitely like against the low qualification standards because I think it's like fair to want to inspire the next generation and, you know, try to, you know, inspire a community. But there's plenty of small nations. And I think like I read Frank Aldelfara's comment and I was super impressed by what he was saying. It's like, we still are an elite sport. And, you know, like I was super shit at skiing. I started skiing when I was like 15 and I couldn't ski. There's a picture of me classic skiing. It's like, I'm same arm, same leg. Like I don't even know how to ski. And I went to Junior Worlds and I did come like, I don't know, 77th or something the first year I went. And then I was like, oh, well, I better just actually get good at skiing if I want to do this. And like, I don't think anyone on our team has ever been like handed like a free ticket. And so I think his idea of inspiring some kids back home is nice. But like I have a whole community of kids back home that I want to inspire too. And they would be super stoked to see our boys have a relay. Like our girls team, we have a relay. That's great. You know, it's good. I'm glad. But if we had the boys team have a relay too, then there's like a bunch of kids back home who would be super inspired. And I go home to race in like July and August. And I went home this year and I walked into the Nordic shelter just at my home hill that I've been skiing at. And you go and we used to sit there, Hugo and Bentley, Walker, Bruce and I, and make hot chocolates while we waited between sessions. And on the wall is like this gigantic poster of me. And all the kids are like, don't even know what to say to me. And I was like, I'm just a person. Like, you can actually talk to me and like, let's go for a ski. And like that, I thought, I didn't really realize how much it impacted the kids at home to see someone like doing quite well. And somebody who comes from a similar situation as them, like comes from growing up in Sydney and driving to the snow, but actually like made it instead of just like ticked a box and came, you know, like 8 minutes back in a 10K. It's like, well, that's great. But like, you know, I did that when I was 15 and was same arm, same legging on classic skis. Like it's not like, you know, we want to compete and not just like be plonked in with all the other people who like can't ski. You know, when you're like, oh, well, we're doing good things here. Like, can we just let the boys have a relay team? Like, come on. So yeah, I think it's mostly sad like to see our boys because like they went to every World Cup last season and like some of them are in like quite a lot of debt from it. And so to see them like not get a relay team and then someone who picked up skiing recently and like, yeah, they're doing a great job, but probably not at the level to compete on World Cup. It's a bit sad for our team. Yeah.
Also, we should say that there's only only 5 spots for Italy.
I think it's 6 now. I think they got
a
a
reallocation. I think
they got a reallocation.
No, I'm pretty sure. It's 5. Yeah.
I know it's while I was talking to Marcus Kramer today, and when you think about it, for Italy as well, like honestly, when we're talking about the relay, when we talk about the gold medal, I think on the men's side we know where the gold medal is going to go.
Yeah.
But then when you think about like the fight for the silver, I actually think that Italy might have the best cards as of now. I don't think there's another nation with like 4 people that are consistently in like top 15, top 20. This season. You have Kiko Pelle, Martino Carollo, Davide Graz, and Elia Barb. And so if they only have 5 spots...
They have 6, actually. You're right, they have 6.
Yeah, okay, so they have 6.
I was just checking now, yeah.
They have 6. But yeah, anyway, it's hard for them to choose also. So it's not only the Norwegians that are struggling to choose who to send. It's also countries like Italy. Yeah, there was not really a point in what I was saying. I just want to point out that it's also tough for them to.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough for like all the men's nations just because there's so many at the like that everybody gets one, you know, at the start. And then it's like,
What do you think actually about the men and women getting exactly as many quota spots for the Olympics? Or do they, Jimmy? You know this?
yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah,
I'm
for
sure
sure,
they do.
Yeah.
When like the density at the men's is.
Oh, it's way more. I think it's just, I mean, I think the IOC in the past, like I was watching the summer games and they're the same. It's equal quotas. And it's good. I think it's good to have equal quotas and like have equal representation. But I think the sadder thing is that you go to a World Cup with the women's field and you're giving top 50 points. And literally if you finish a race, sometimes you get a point. Or like sometimes there's only like in Davos last year, I think with the 20K Classic, I was so awful, like 11 minutes back, and I still was 39th. And it's like, okay, well, that's ridiculous. Like, come on. Like, you shouldn't be able to get like World Cup points for just being actually like awful.
But that again raises a question of if the system is right and what could FIS potentially do to make the system better, because obviously there's more than 40 women skiing.
Oh yeah.
And there's like lots of women that are quite good in skiing as well. But it is very often that you just see such low participation in the women's field, such low participation.
It's so sad to stand on a start line. I think the 50K World Champs was like one of the like craziest things to stand on the start line at. Look around and be like, there are less than 35 women who are even willing to do this. Like, this is insane. Like, what are we doing? This is a world championship.
Do you think there's like a mentality problem somewhere in the women's field, or do you think it's just too hard for all the women?
I don't think that it's too hard. I mean, like, we could do it. It's 50K, but I think it's like, it's quite taxing because it takes us longer, obviously. It's like, you go 50K, we're probably going 20 minutes longer. That's like quite a difference.
Maybe a bit more even.
Maybe even more, like between close to 2 hours to close to 3 hours. That's a massive difference to then back up the next week. And then I also think that it's just like not helped by the fact that those fast women just go off the front. Like I have watched the men's race and I go, oh, it's really nice. They all stay together and you ski together. And our boys are like, oh, it'll just like be stop and start all the time at the back of the field. Don't even stress about it. And then you start a women's mass start and it's strung out from the gun. The gun goes off. You have to be ready to go to 5K race pace, like just to even stay with the group. And so I think that doesn't help it either, because every 20K now is like going redlining for 20K instead of like, you know, skiing around with my friends and then we'll do a little sprint at the end and, you know, like, oh, it's not too taxing. But then we're like, especially once you're in like the second or third pack, like usually I'm in like the third or the fourth pack somewhere, you're just like actually going as hard as you can. And they just string it out from the front straight away. I mean, this year's been a little better without Johag at the front, but I think that is maybe part of it, is like you see the race and you go 50K, but I'm actually not just going to have any friends. I'm going to be alone for 50K. So maybe I don't want to do that.
Okay, controversial thoughts. If there was more 50Ks in the World Cup, would people not train for it and then be better at it? The thing is, like, everybody complains how hard the 50K is, but the reason is because nobody trains for it. And we don't train for it because there's 1 or 2 50Ks in a year. So like,
I think it goes even further, Jimmy. I think it might also, like, obviously one part of it might be like the training thing, but another part might also be like, what kind of race stress are we used to? Like, we're used to racing 10Ks and 20Ks all the time, and then we just keep on telling each other how tired we are. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so tired. Like, I'm particularly good in this, by the way. Because also when you were just going on about like, oh yeah, sometimes I watch the men's race and I think like, oh, this looks nice. I have not experienced this nice thing. Like,
I feel this is,
we're starting and I'm like on max heart rate. And then after like 15K, I look back and I'm like, how the hell is there still 40 people in the group now?
But in the women's race,
I think it's just there's more of the guys that are like similar level.
Yeah,
whereas
probably
the girls
also
are just a bit, because I can tell you that quite often it's just as hard as you can.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, when you look at it and then you look at, I'm like, oh, maybe now this year I've been able to stick a little bit and been like chilling. But sometimes I've been like completely dropped. Like last season, just from like even the gun, and it's super hard.
Okay, we're actually getting company in here now, and I need to close the door because otherwise we cannot hear anything on the podcast.
Okay. Oh, good.
Thanks.
Perfect.
But I was happy with the 50K at World Champs because I felt like I did good when everybody
because
else
there's lots of
trained
offset.
for it.
There's lots of offset because it was so soft.
Yeah.
The keyword was there again.
The offset.
Offset.
It's
This is gonna
only
be.
about the
I can
offset.
already tell you what the title of the podcast is gonna be. It's gonna be Rosie Fordham, the offset queen. That's gonna be it.
Yep.
That's definitely gonna be it. But just to finish my point, or ask you guys what you think about it. Might it also not just be that I don't know what's it our rate of perceived exhaustion is just so high in 50 compared to the 10 and 20Ks because we never do a 50K because our standards and also getting tired in a 50K I feel is different than getting tired in a 10K or in a sprint. Like I did a team sprint today, and I'll tell you this. I've not felt this bad for the entire year yet. And I raced for 1.3 kilometers. Like my lungs were just fucking burning all the time. They just wouldn't stop burning. And I sometimes feel that when you race a 20K race, maybe even, the anaerobic component is just quite a bit higher than in a 50K because there's like lots of maybe not necessarily attacks, but quite often we just go really fast up the hills, like basically every hill. Whereas in a 50K, I feel it's a bit more like the pace we go is a bit more flat throughout the whole race. So it's very seldom that we go like insanely fast the first lap straight away. And it's a bit more aerobic. So there's a higher aerobic toll than anaerobic toll. And sometimes, but this might just be me, but I feel if we do more 50Ks, you would have less people struggling with doing many races. Also, because the total time of what we move just gets higher. Because what happens in the season also is we lose fitness. We train a fuck ton all of the summer, all of autumn. And then we get racing season and there's just barely any time left to train because we travel lots. Most of our races are short. So when we do a 10K, for example, that's 1 hour 30 of moving time in total. And then when you look at cyclists, for example, I feel there's lots of cyclists that are super steady throughout all the year, and they have like a whole spring campaign, then they do 1 or 2 grand tours, and then they do a world championship. But I feel that just the training stress in their races is so much higher than the training stress for us in a race because it's just such a short duration. That might also help in maintaining fitness.
And they also do the 50s right at the end of the season when everybody's at the bottom of their fitness. And so it's even worse.
Everybody is like, we always do. Like, our first 50K is the last race of a major championship. And then the second 50K is the week after that, usually. So it's like, oh, you know what? We're going to race 1.3 to 20K all of the season. And then in the last 3 weeks of the season, we'll put 2 50Ks back to back in there.
Yeah, it's not always back to back.
No, but okay, if it's not
within 2 weeks,
it's
within 2 weeks. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that's also us athletes. They've been, or like, I know that I've asked many athletes if there should be a 50K early in the season, which I think there should be. Like maybe the last race before Christmas. And the majority of the people, especially women, say no.
But I feel that might also be due to the fact that we're just a very traditional and conservative world where we kind of like to tell each other how hard our sport is and why our sport is so much harder
in the world.
And it's so much harder than cycling. And but like cyclists, they get to sit all the time. We have to stand on our feet all of the time. And then you're like, but they race like sometimes even 3 times a year, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And we race like what, maybe like, I'm guessing Johannes Klabo is the guy with the most races in a season. And I'm guessing he's going to be at what, 27, 28, maybe 30.
Yeah,
It's not going to be much. Like, I don't think they're like over
It's
30.
like-
I don't think there's anybody racing more than 30 races.
I think the total amount is like 35 maybe. But
Yeah.
there's definitely not anybody doing that. Maybe Jesse.
Yeah, right. Jesse's probably actually
Yeah,
the
she
one
probably
racing
does the
most.
But-
Is she here? I didn't see her today.
She is, I think. I don't
Okay.
know.
Actually, something that's you're gonna love this, Mika. Someone sent us a little like sheet, and they calculated how many kilometers a cross-country skier does if he races everything, and they counted how many kilometers a biathlete do if he does everything, and they do more kilometers than we do, and that's including all the sprints. So if you do like all the quarterfinals, semifinal, final, so biathletes race more than us, and
But
they
I am
biathletes.
that convinced. I'm that convinced that the reason why we complain so much about racing is because most of our races are very short, and we don't get much time around that to train. So we just lose fitness throughout the season. I'm that convinced that that's maybe not the only contributor there, but it's definitely one of the main contributors, that we just lose fitness. And I think if we do longer races, we'd lose less fitness. But that's
Yeah.
Also,
Anyway.
we could talk about the calendar then as well, because I saw the calendar for next year already, and I saw that we do the Tour de Ski, which is going to be really great because we're going to go to 3 countries apparently. We're going to go to France, Germany, and Italy. Then 1 week break. Week after that, we get to do 2 World Cups in a row. Then there's again a week break, and then 1 more World Cup. So that basically never gives us the space, if you want to race everything, to train 3 weeks in a row. If they just like do these 3 World Cups in a row, but like 1 week later, we'd have the possibility of doing a big training block where you actually build up fitness and stamina again. But this way, there's going to be people not racing because they're going to train, which is understandably like,
Yeah, I think it's just the way it's the calendar set up. It's like there's Tour de Ski and there's a weekend break before and a weekend break after, and then it's 3-week blocks, and then there's a weekend off before World Champs. The thing is, there's not enough times. There's like 5 weeks, so they can only do 2 weeks, 1 week off, 1 week, 1 week off. But like I personally think, and I'm curious to see what Rosie thinks, I think there should be just more races every weekend. There should be, or almost every weekend, there should be a relay, like mixed relay on the Wednesday almost every time, and they should just have more races, and people will skip them. Some people will skip them, but right now the amount of races is reduced because people are complaining about the cost, but then there's still nations like France not going to Oberhof. It's like, what's the point then of reducing the amount of races if people are going to skip it anyway? People are always going to skip it. So might as well just have more races, so there's more opportunities for people to do good results. And then the ones that want to skip races, they skip races because they're always going to skip races. Yeah, that's my little rant.
Yeah.
What?
I'm all for racing. I spent, like, when I started in the US, I used to run. So I would race every second weekend from August until March. And I had 0 problems with that. And we'd travel, we'd fly 10 hours to get to a race and race a 6K every second weekend. And then we'd go straight to ski season and we'd race all of that. And I think that, like, for some athletes, or like for me, I like racing and I race into shape. Like, if I race more, I race faster. So I'm all for more races, but that's like very self-interested. But also I think it's like we want the sport to grow and we want the sport to be like popular. So put more races and have more good results and like, or more results. And then you have more opportunities and then the countries are happier and the spectators are happier and everyone gets to see us race more. And like, I mean, ultimately it's like, if this is your job or like, if you're a professional athlete, then shouldn't you be racing?
and also upside of more races is what you were saying. People are going to drop races anyway, so people might end up picking races, and that again gives us the possibility of having more people doing good in races and more people on podiums.
Yeah.
Like changing up who's in the top 10 is good. Like, it's good for the sport to see it.
Yeah, we don't need to have Johannes Klæbo win every men's race ever. It's great because he's the best skier to ever existed, and there's nothing better than, or when you're a cross country, when you're a diehard fan like we are, when you love the sport, it's great to watch Klæbo ski because it's so good what he does. But at the same time, I understand that if you're just a casual skiing fan,
You're not going to watch because you're going to go, oh, well, this guy's going to win. So
yeah, it might
it's
be
a bit boring.
But Right, we haven't talked anything about your background, Rosie. I've listened to podcasts recently with you, so I know everything about you. That you said on that podcast, at least. Probably not everything about you, but yeah, give us a little lowdown. Like, you grew up in Sydney, and then you went to Alaska on a like semi-running
Just
scholarship.
running scholarship. Yeah, semi,
Yeah,
not
but
full.
it was not a full scholarship, was it?
No, I wasn't even on the ski team officially when I went
Yeah.
there. But I did ski before that. I can start from, I was a kid. I grew up in Sydney. I ran, I played soccer, I played cricket, I played touch football, every sport under the sun that you could possibly do. But then I mostly just ran because I was like decent at running. Every kid in Australia does cross country running. It's kind of just like a thing. I downhill skied because my dad is downhill skiing obsessed. He's like all about it. So we would drive to the snow, downhill ski as kids. And then I did a little cross country race when I was like 13 or 14. And I mean, there's not really many cross country skiers in Australia, so I was like fourth in my state. Just like running and sort of, I don't know, running on skis or something. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of just flailing about for 2K. Then I started training because someone knew someone who said go on a camp, and I went on a camp and I started roller skiing in Sydney, which is like probably the worst place in the world to roller ski because every single time you go past someone, they say like, oh, look, it's the Jamaican bobsled team. Oh my God, it's awful. You have to like put headphones in and just ignore. Oh, what are you training for? It's like, oh, what does it look like? There's some poles and some skis with wheels on them. It's probably a skiing thing. And then I skied a bit and went to a Junior Worlds and Youth Olympics in COVID, but I was like super bad at skiing. Like, I don't think I even really knew how to classic ski. I just kind of ran. And then I really wanted to leave because it was COVID and it was sort of like lots of lockdowns. So I emailed a bunch of coaches in the US and I was like, please let me on your team. And nobody wanted me because I'm an Australian cross-country skier. But my coach, she said, we'll take you, but we'll only take you for running because you're pretty fast at running. And I was like, oh, sounds good to me. I'll take it.
What do you run? What do you run actually? What sort of distance?
I run like 3K, 5K, but in college I just ran cross country, which is 6K.
Okay.
But yeah, now I don't really run very much. I do like the odd. I did a 5K time trial in like October because I like to see if I'm fit. That's like my gauge of
What
fitness.
was the time?
16:06.
That's actually not so bad.
So
That's
yeah.
actually fast. Yeah, I don't think I can
I'm
run
trying
that.
to break 16. That's the goal because
Yeah.
I think that's like legit women's running. It's
Yeah.
like legit. Like Olympians are under 15, but then like legit, sort of semi good is like under 16. So that would be the goal. To get on the track maybe in April and see if I can break 16. But so then I just ran at college and I asked if I could be on the ski team as well. And she said yes. So then I got to be on the ski team, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you didn't disappoint.
No, I didn't. I feel like I was good. It was good in my first year and then now I've like only gotten better. But I'm super like glad that I was able to be on the ski team because I
Is
think
this actually going to be your last year in Fairbanks now then?
Yes, this is it. Yeah.
And then what's after Fairbanks?
Look, I don't know. I'm probably going to try to move to somewhere in Scandinavia, but I haven't actually thought that through. So if anybody...
There's a really nice skiing place
In,
2 hours north of Oslo.
Oslo.
It's called
that is maybe top of my list is Lillehammer, but I haven't actually looked into anything, but hoping to like ski with a team would be good. I haven't really had like a big team.
Mika's
just
gonna rent
be
a room
around.
in his basement.
Yeah, we could just like link this up in the podcast. I can find everything. But yeah, no, I'm thinking of going maybe after the Australian season, trying to like relocate to Lillehammer or somewhere else in Norway or Sweden or something.
Yeah.
But, not really like any solid plans, just like a general idea that I should be where the ski world is. And I'm a bit sick of like living out of a suitcase, so it would be nice to be able to like go to a base somewhere.
In that case, you probably
and
have
out.
to move to the Alps because
You
that's-
don't. You still live out of a suitcase then, or you live in the Alps?
more
I
or
guess.
less. But the thing is, like, I can talk from experience. Like both sides have their ups and downs.
Yeah.
Scandinavia has lots of great skiing culture, great skiing tracks, lots of winter. But the summers are very shit. It's
I see.
raining so much.
It depends.
If you're used to summer in Austria, then it rains, mate. And also, you and me, when we're training together, we're complaining about the weather in Lillehammer. Basically, 90% of all of our training sessions.
Yeah, but in the summer, I just go to Australia.
Oh,
and ski, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
But then, so to finish off, Lillehammer is great for training, but not so great for racing a whole World Cup season, because in the beginning we raced in Scandinavia, but then also we're like in Ruka, so it doesn't really matter where you travel from. But then the upside of the Alps is, especially like now, you're pretty close to every World Cup that you go to. You can drive everywhere by car. You have to fly very little. And when you're in Scandinavia, then you have to fly basically to every World Cup.
Yeah.
A bit easier to find a group to train with and teammates that live all in Norway. You've got
that's true. I think that's the main thing, is like everybody skis and all the skiers seem to be there. So that's kind of where I was like, at least.
Nah, go to Norway.
At least the sort of direction of ideas, but
it's the best skiing country in the world. It's simply put.
Seems like it.
Yeah,
very simply put. Also, we're over 40 minutes in. I think it's time for the question, Jimmy.
Yeah, do you want to ask it, mate?
You get to do one session in one place, and you get to take 2 people with you, dead or alive.
Yes.
What are you doing? Where are you going? And who are you bringing?
Okay. I tried to think about this, and I actually came up with 10 different ideas, and none of really But I think the first thing is I'd love to go touring with my dad, backcountry skiing, because he is quite a good telemark skier, actually. And I think it would be fun. I've only skied in the resort with him, and he used to live in Austria. So maybe somewhere in Austria where he used to teach in ski school in Austria. So maybe I would go with my dad somewhere where he used to instruct, but go backcountry skiing. And then I would bring someone else, but maybe like a famous person, like an Australian sporting legend. But who would that be? I don't know.
Sevi de Campo.
No, probably not Sevi de Campo. Because I see Sevi de Campo almost every day, and he's wonderful, but I don't need to take him touring with my dad. Maybe like, probably as a kid, I heard a lot about Kathy Freeman, who won the 400 meter in the Sydney Olympics at home. And I was not born, but my brother was, and my parents were there, and they lived in Sydney. But I don't know if she can ski, but that would be kind of funny.
You could take Reagan, otherwise.
I don't think I want to take Reagan.
do you remember who is Reagan?
Mika? Yeah. Do you know who Reagan is? She's
the hip hop. Yeah.
Oh, from Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, she might be. I'm actually guessing there'd be a lot of cool conversations with her.
Yeah.
But they'd have very little to do about sports, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. She is like a university professor. I think I listened to a podcast from her.
She's a professor.
Yeah. And she used dance to get her PhD or something. It's interesting. I don't know. But
that's also new. Not get an Olympian to call yourself Olympian, but become Olympian to do your PhD.
Yeah. But I think she had it before.
Okay, so
maybe it was for Olympian status.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But maybe you guys could use that. Or I could use it. Use Olympian to like get a PhD.
Yeah, maybe we should try. But I don't really know what we would get a PhD in.
Mika doesn't know what a PhD means. He probably thinks
Wait, I do know that it's like a doctor, but what does it mean?
Pretty huge. Is that what it means?
Oh, then we're definitely not gonna get it, Jimmy.
Mika definitely doesn't have a PhD then.
We're all in like constructive talking. We're like having good fun, have like some serious topics in there, and then you start going on about willies.
Yeah.
You can't help yourself, can you?
Nah, but mate, one last thing we should talk about is retirement of KOT, mate.
We yeah, I'm grieving. I'm not gonna lie.
Gabriel Gledhill retiring after the season. What do you have to say? What does Australia has to say about that?
Well, Gabe is quite, I think, a part of the Australian team culture.
Yeah.
So it's quite sad. And I personally need Gabe to capture my next big moment in skiing. And so I don't know if he was so pivotal to the U23 success. I don't know if we'll survive. How could I have a better moment than that? But it is quite sad, actually. I think he's built such a good name in skiing, and we'll miss him surely. And I think our team will too, because he's funny. So
He's
it's good to have him around.
But the good thing is, it's not sad, because I was talking to him and there was not an ounce of sadness in his retirement. He was just like, oh yeah, it's wild, but it was my life and I loved it. And I was like, it was a ride, but now I don't know. Now it's just time for something different, but it's all right. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's sad for us though. It's sad for us because we're gonna miss him.
We're gonna miss him in Lillehammer, because he's probably not
him.
gonna be living in Lillehammer anymore.
He doesn't want to just hang out in Lillehammer in this new modeling thing or something.
No, but we have this. If you move to Lillehammer, you could become part of our sauna culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we go. We have a group of some people, and we go to the sauna. When we're in Lillehammer in the summer, we try to go every week. Sometimes we don't manage, but we try to go every week.
Mm-hmm.
And Gabe was part of that culture, and we're not gonna have Gabe in the. Wait, we should actually delete him from the WhatsApp group, Jimmy.
yeah.
Just rub in the retirement. You've been removed from the chat.
Probably going to be a drop in STDs in Lillehammer though. I can't believe I said that on the podcast. Maybe I should take
Can't believe you said that on the podcast either, but you did, and now it's on there. So.
Oops.
But yeah, he's probably gonna move, or he's gonna try to move somewhere else, probably. So yeah, it's sad, but to be honest, it's Gabriel Gledhill quitting with skiing now. It's not the King of Trondheim quitting anymore, because the King of Trondheim died after the World Championships.
Mm.
That's true.
They were on a decline already. So
anyway, World Cup in Gums this weekend. You guys go and smash it. Good luck for the races, and we'll be looking at the results. I'll be chilling in Seefeld and training. And
thanks.
Next time we race is Olympics. So
it is. So we're gonna do one more debrief after this week. Then we're gonna do one more pot, I guess, next week. And then the next time you guys will hear a pot from us, it's gonna be from an undisclosed location close to the Olympics, because we're probably not allowed to actually film in the Olympic Village. But it's going to be an undisclosed location.
It's not at all going to be on the hotel room, but at least it won't look like the hotel room.
It will not look like the Olympic Village. It's an undisclosed location. Right.
Exactly. Enough
Jimmy,
rambling. Yeah.
Are you going to get the outro this time?
You do it.
Your number one Nordic skiing podcast, Skirious Problems. Peace out. Like, subscribe, leave us a comment. And hear you next week.
Skirious Problems.